All right, morning guys. What did we go over yesterday?
Emergency plans.
Yes, emergency management plan, right? Emergency management plan?
Want to say that again in English?
Blah! Basically severe weather plan, right?
Yes.
What were the takeaways on that? Pay attention to what? Weather?
Your environment.
To each other,
To each other?
so we know
Yeah.
who's all here accountable, accountability.
Yep. All right. Well, today we're going to touch on sequence compliance. So why is sequence compliance important?
That's the only.
So when somebody does your route, it's in sequence, so he knows exactly where to go. Instead of here, oh, now over here, back here.
Okay. So what
It's
is,
overall efficiency too.
Yeah, so you're not running all over the country, going from here to there, back down to here.
yeah. So let's touch back on swing drivers. How can we communicate that to the swing drivers? If you have new stops or there's a change in routing?
Talk to the,
Notations on your
or
OBU.
tell them, you know,
Okay.
let them know, hey, we got new, not this many new stops, this is where it's at. You know, cause you run the route, you should know it, so you should be able to, swing driver, find it.
Yep. And then, John, you said,
Notations on your OBU for
yeah,
your next stop, and then you can go on your notation on the bottom and read that and go there instead of trying to blindly find it.
yeah, kind of explain it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're not supposed to drive across this part of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Like in Mandan?
That's, I'm not picking on Josh one bit, he's a real nice guy and stuff, but down in Anderson Western, someone should have probably given him a heads up. They want us to go into the side entrance on the gravel and not across the front, which is understandable, they don't want their
Yeah.
lot broke up.
So it's important for getting there on time, knowing where to get to the stop. So what does that all wrap up into?
Communication.
Communication, okay. How about for the customer? What does it do in detail for the customer?
Trying to better service them more efficiently to the customer.
Okay.
Looks better on us as a team.
So it's customer service all in all, right? Everything that we do here, what do we strive for?
Proficiency.
Proficiency? And what does that strive for?
Has to be.
But what does that strive for?
Show that we're professional.
And what does that strive for?
Where you gonna stop here?
What business
I can keep on saying why the whole time.
What business are we in?
No.
Customer service.
There you go, customer service. I'm in the knowing business, yes. But that's the key. All this wraps back around to, if we don't have customers, we don't have routes. If we don't have routes, we don't have jobs, right? So sequence compliance goes all the way back to the customer. Do you guys know that they have the ability to see about what time they're gonna be serviced now? How do you
Yes.
think that they know that?
So hear the truck coming out of the parking lot.
No.
That's true.
Some of them, yeah. Some of the people sit there and they'll wait for it, right?
Well, it's pretty much a routine that you pretty much know exactly when you're gonna show up, because you're there same time, every day, I should say every week at about the same time.
Yep.
So they know exactly when you're coming.
If we have all these computer programs, why do you think we have them? It goes back to the same thing we just talked about.
Customer.
Everything goes back to customer service. So they know about what time they're gonna be serviced. Maybe they have extras for that week and they don't wanna leave them out there, but they wanna meet the garbage man and say, hey, I'm gonna throw these extras in, you can charge me for them, but I wanna be out here so that they're not blowing all over the place. It all comes back to customer service. So how do we make sure that our sequence compliance is correct?
Notation,
Notation, yeah.
talk to the swing driver, or whoever's going to be running around.
And then communication, and communication between route manager, operations specialist, drivers, making sure that we get that stuff put right. Now, we've had a lot of sequence compliance issues. I have the ability to go on PVA and take the last way that you did the route print it off and put it to that. Pretty soon, that's what's gonna happen. You're not gonna have a whole lot of control on sequence compliance. Not from my behalf, but in the future coming down, okay? So, what my goal is for you guys to communicate to Marlene and I to make sure that we can change stuff. It hasn't been happening all that well. A lot of people it is, but I'm gonna go on PVA from now on and print it out, and if it makes sense, that's what we're gonna order it as. But we need to be consistent, because that consistency goes back to what? Customer service. Okay. What's the takeaway for today?
Communicate,
Communicate,
get your route sequence.
sequence,
Customer service.
customer service. All right, let's have a safe day.